I remade Lethal Company in only 24 hours with procedural generation, items, a monster, and more. My goal in this video is to make the gameplay as similar as possible to Lethal Company in these 24 hours. And if you somehow don't know what Lethal Company is, it's a multiplayer horror game where you scavenge a randomly generated facility for scraps of loot to bring back to your evil boss. But since I only have 24 hours, this is definitely not happening. So the first things I started were the player and procedural generation. So I quickly made my character and I added controls. The player was pretty basic and easy to make. I kept everything simple by adding walking, sprinting, jumping, and looking around. Nothing else so far. Now it's time for the map. We could throw the player into this pre-made map to save some time, but that's boring. So I made procedural generation next, which is just a fancy way of saying randomly spawned map, kind of like a world in Minecraft. I made a basic room with 1 entrance and 3 exits. This would be one of 7 different types of rooms. Next, I made the starter room. This will always spawn first, and it will give the player a way to leave the facility. It also has 3 exits, so it's basically the same as the first room, but with a special door to leave the facility. Now the way this procedural generation works is by selecting one of these exits. Exits are indicated by these small arrows on the outside. The big arrow in the middle shows the direction of the entrance. So new rooms are spawned with their entrance at the previous room's exit. Now it's time to add the next type of rooms. This room goes only straight, this one turns left, and this one only turns right. Now when we play it, it selects a random type of room in this list, and it places it at a random exit and repeats that process until there are this many rooms. When it's finished, it spawns in these walls to close up the remaining exits. Now there were a ton of bugs and errors I had to fix for this because I was going off of a tutorial for a completely different engine, but I ended up getting this as a result. And speaking of using a completely different engine, I'm currently learning how to use Unreal Engine 5 with the help of today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, with a wide depth of topics ranging from illustration, graphic design, photography, music, and game development. Unreal Engine 5 is a game engine I've been wanting to try for the longest time, especially since Godot doesn't have the best reputation for graphics or performance. And Skillshare has a plethora of tutorials made specifically for Unreal Engine. Not only that, Skillshare also has tutorials for other game engines like Unity or Godot. And since they're sorted and categorized based on your skill level, it's super easy to find a class for your specific skill level. Skillshare also has a learning by doing approach to teaching. So after completing a class, members can create and share their own project, getting feedback directly from the community. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. Now I have real procedural generation. And honestly, I was really happy with it. But there was just one problem. This procedural generation is just flat. It's all one level. And Lethal Company is not like that. It has stairs all over the place. So I spent some time making a room that goes upstairs. This alone made the map feel so much more immersive. One small issue though, since these rooms always lead upstairs, the generated map goes up and it leaves the starting room at the very bottom. So the player would know to always go to the lowest floor possible to make it back to the door. So obviously the next room to make was one that goes downstairs. This really completes the feel of the randomly generated map, and now that the procedural generation is finished, this is what I got. It's actually so easy to get lost in here, and I'm not even looking out for monsters or loot yet. By the way, I added a roof to the top of every room, but I forgot to record it. So just in case you're wondering why it looks completely different, that's what happened. Next, I need to make the game loop of collecting and selling loot. But before that, I need to make the place creepy. Now Lethal Company is dark and foggy, so I made the environment look like that with a bit of post-processing like fog and contrast. Obviously on such a dark and foggy map, you need to have a flashlight. So I made one of those too and I attached it to the player. And just for fun, I added a delayed flashlight effect so it'll slowly sway to where the character is looking. Check it out. This just makes the game feel even more creepy. Now the game is really starting to feel like Lethal Company, but I'm missing something. Let me just... That's better. Hey, yeah, so I thought this was a good idea and made the game look better since Lethal Company also has that slightly pixelated and low quality look. But after I was finished with the game, I removed the pixelated look and it's a lot scarier now. So yeah, this whole bit was just a waste of time, but I thought it was funny, so I left it in. Now we can finally start to make the game loop. Lethal Company's game loop is actually pretty basic. Collect garbage, avoid monsters, and sell it. This keeps repeating until you don't have enough garbage to sell. Now to get something that somewhat resembles this gameplay, I need at least one piece of garbage. So I had this old model that I made a few months prior, and it was perfect. One of the most common items in Lethal Company is this case of bottles. So I put it in the game and it fits perfectly. The only issue is that it needs a texture. And I'm absolutely garbage at using Blender, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to copy and paste these textures that I added to this bottle. So I doodled them on real quick, and I got this as a result. It looks fine, doesn't look amazing, but I'm cool with it. When I import it into the game, the textures aren't showing, and I don't know why, but I'll just figure that out later. To pick up the item, I first put this area around it. The player can then detect this area with this raycast. And when the raycast overlaps it, the player can pick it up. But instead of actually picking up the item, the real item is deleted, and this fake item is now visible in the player's hands. When the player is holding the item, they can press G to set it down. But what's really happening is this fake item is becoming invisible and it spawns a real item on the floor. When you carry it, your movement is also slowed down. After making this makeshift item pickup system, I realized that making multiple items and having an entire inventory system would take way too much of my time, so I left it with only this one item in the game. So now I need to give a way to spawn the items in each of these rooms, a way to sell the items, and to add a monster. I started with these spawn points. These spawn points were pretty simple to add. All of these spawn points are put into a group, and this code right here will give each spawn point a 1 in 5 chance to spawn an item. Once you have one of these glorious items, you can bring it back to the ship to sell. Oh, did I mention I made a ship? It's not much, but it has lights at the top and it has this door that lowers down in the beginning of the game. I know I wasn't going to be able to make an entire system for the ship to fly off and land, so instead I made it so that the player can sell items on the ship. And when your total amount sold is equal to or greater than the quota, the next day starts and you get a new quota. Also, on a new day, the map will respawn a newly randomized facility. The items are also worth a random amount determined by this code. So there's almost a 50-50 it's worth a small or medium price, and then there's a very slight chance it's worth a ton of money. Now for the most anticipated part. It's time to make the monster and AI. The most obvious choices for monsters to make were either the Bracken or the Loot Bug, since they're the most iconic. But I decided to make the Coil Head because it's probably the simplest monster to program, and I'm really running out of time on this game. So I went onto Fab and I found this amazingly cursed model of the purple Teletubby. Like seriously, this is the funniest thing I've seen all week. And the best part is, it's free. So I decided to use it for the game. And at this point, I'm worried because I suck at making enemy AI, and I've never done it in 3D, so I need this to work. Here's a quick explanation of the Coil Head for those that don't know. When you look at it, it stands still and it can't move, but once you look away, it runs straight to you. It's extremely fast and can kill you almost instantly. If there's not a player close by, it goes into its idle mode, which wanders the map until a player is in range. So I threw my Teletubby into the game and this is what it looks like.
Oh my god, bro.
You know, I could have picked a more fitting monster, but this looks pretty good. To make my monster follow the player, my first step was to make the navigation area for every room. This lets the monster know what it can walk on. Then I can give my monster a target position and it will try to use that area as a path to get to that point. And it mostly works, with a few little bugs I have to fix later.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
But before I fix it, I need to actually code the movement for my monster. And finally, the movement is done. If the player is inside of the facility, he moves towards the player's current position. But if the player is outside, he runs to a random point on the map every few seconds. Oh, and if the player is looking at the monster, he stops moving. That part was pretty simple. Okay, now it's time for me to play the finished game. Okay, I just started it up, and it's lagging because it just made the map, and the door is lowered. So you can see up top, I have a quota and I have a scrap amount. This is where I'm going to sell the items, but I can't sell it right now because I don't have anything. Gonna enter in the facility. Ooh, and I found an item. This is good, this is good. Oh my gosh, I already forgot what side the door was on. Boom. Another item. Let's take it back. I think we're safe. Easy. I'm setting them right here just so I can get them quickly. There's no more items here, so let's go around the other side. Okay, there's an upstairs here. There's nothing up here. That's strange. Okay, I see an item here. Oh my god. Oh no. How do I make this? I'm gonna jump. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Okay, he's coming. He's coming. Boom, boom. Jump up here. I'm good to go. And now I don't know the way back. Doorway is here. Oh my god. Oh, I think this is the way back. Yes, it is. Let's sell these. Let's sell these and see what I get for them. 43. That's not good. Let's see what I get for this one. 89. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna make it. 117. Okay, we just need one more and I think we'll make it. Okay, easy. Too easy. Now, I don't know where the monster is and it's so hard to see right now. Okay, okay. I think this is it. Yes, we made quota. Okay, so now it's 8 o'clock again and the facility has regenerated. So it's going to be a different facility and we're going to have more items. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds to go in because of how the monster spawns. It spawns in the spawn room and then it'll take a couple seconds to run around the place. Oh, jackpot right here. Okay, we got 2 items immediately. So that's really good. Let's hope they sell for a lot. Oh my god, that was 15. This one sells for, oh my god. Okay, let's go upstairs. Nothing up here. Ooh, we just did it. Not really. We still need like 300. Okay, I already went here. And yeah, nothing here. The bad thing about this game is that there's not a sound effect, so I have no idea where the monster is. Oh, speaking of the monster, he's right here. Okay, I'm picking this up. Gonna let him walk over here. Okay. Boom. All right. And this doorway is here. Now, I don't know the way back. Oh my god. Is this the way? No, that's not the way. This is tough. This is really tough. I feel like it's a room right over here. Because I spawned right next to one of these upstairs rooms. Okay, yes. It's right here. I need this one to sell for a lot. There's no way I make it. I should have made this game a little bit easier. Alright, I'm not even halfway, so this is not looking good. And the thing that sucks is that there's only like this way to go. No items here. Oh my god, oh my god. That scared the crap out of me. I'm not even kidding. Dude, oh my. I can't do anything. Okay, let's try one more time. Nothing here. Oh man, I already went this way. No. Stay away. Dude, I'm so lost right now. There's one item. You've got to be kidding me. I'll be honest, I don't even know if I came down this way. Where'd he go? Oh my god. I think I lost. I'm running out of time. I have to go. He got me. Yep. So I lost. That's it. Oh, I forgot to reset the days and the quota, but you know what? I made this game in 24 hours, so you can't be that mad, right? As you can see, I had to cut some corners, but I am impressed that I could pull this much off. This game was a blast to make, but I am exhausted. So if you guys want to play it, let me know in the comments. I'll update it and I'll make it much better to play. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, which should be soon.